Hey, what's up, everybody? You're watching Sit Down. I'm DJ Sixsmith. Melanie is here with us. Calm the heck down, lighten up about parenting, her brand new book. Melanie, nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks so much for having me on the show.
You got it. So it's been a crazy year for everybody. I'm not a parent, so I can't even imagine what this year has been like for parents all across the country. So, what was it like putting this book together, especially during this year?
Yeah, I actually wrote the book before anything happened in 2020, and it's been really interesting. I just had to reread the book when I was recording the audio version, and I was worried. I was like, okay, I wrote this before the pandemic. Does everything still hold up? And as I read it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is more timely than ever. So, yeah, we've had a little bit of stuff to calm down about this year, just a little.
Yeah, nothing major.
Nothing
Just
major,
quarantining with your family for months on end,
right?
having
Thrust into
distance
homeschooling
learning.
at a moment's
Yeah, I mean,
notice. No big
It's
deal.
just insane. But like you said, the things that you wrote about are obviously applicable to what's going on. So I think first and foremost is just having a sense of humor was something that popped out to me. Why is that such an important thing, especially when you're a parent?
Yeah, sense of humor is huge. I really believe that laughter makes us brave, and so when I'm laughing, even though there are some very serious things we're dealing with, especially this year, it helps me to just keep a better perspective about life, and it definitely helps me calm down. So throughout my parenting journey, and especially this year, I've really focused on cultivating a home filled with laughter. And in fact, I was struggling in this area a few weeks ago, and I actually went out and bought a life-size blow-up Christmas decoration for my yard of Will Ferrell as Buddy the Elf. So, like, literally every time I come home and pull into the driveway, I might be like upset or like things are hard right now, and I see like a 6 foot life-size Will Ferrell in his little yellow tights in my yard, and I bust out laughing. And so that's just one way, even with the holidays, on top of the pandemic, on top of trying to deal with kids in school and all that, that has just helped me kind of lighten up. So
I mean, I love that move. That's a tremendous move. What did your kids think when you came home with that?
I mean, they're used to me at this point, but they love it. Yeah, I mean, we take turns plugging him in every night. And he blows up.
I mean, listen, Elf is a great Christmas movie. We all need little things like that. And that's a perfect example of like something that seems so inconsequential, but something that's so important for you. So when did you sense that you like, you know what, I need this a little bit? Humor's a good thing. Like, was it right off the bat, or did it kind of take a little while for that seed to be planted about humor being an important thing this year?
Yeah, it took us a very long time to accrue our children. It took me about 12 years. I went through a long battle with infertility and then finally had my son, Elliot, who's 13 now. And then we adopted our youngest daughter, Evie, from Ethiopia when she was 2, and she's 11 now.
Wow.
And then we adopted our oldest daughter from Latvia, Anna, when she was 9, and now she's 16. So 3 kids from 3 continents, out of birth order. We've had a lot to learn to calm down about. And I really thought after all of that, okay, now the fun begins. That was hard. And then we went through, in the book, I talk about it. I call it Label Palooza, where I found myself sitting across from teachers and specialists and therapists telling me labels for my children, some of my children, and just some things were happening that I hadn't expected, and parenting started to look a little different than I thought it was going to. And it was around that time where I was like, we have got to have a sense of humor. We have got to figure out how to laugh in the middle of the hard stuff, because it's going to be hard. Like, we're going to have hard things. And so that has definitely helped us a lot this year with the pandemic, as our expectations have not been met, as our plans have fallen through, that spirit of, okay, we've just got to laugh to keep from crying. We do plenty of crying too, but that's been helpful.
So you hit on a bunch of really important things there, and just the fact that we can talk about parenting, right? That you have a community of people that you can share stuff with. Like I know you reached out and talked to parents all over the country about your book, and you learned a lot about their experiences. So why was that such an important deal for you to kind of step outside of yourself and talk to some other folks who may have autistic kids or just entirely different family situations?
Yeah, I mean, because I've gotten to be a speaker for moms groups around the country. I've been all over, and the thing that I really recognized, no matter where I went, no matter who I was talking to, no matter how old people's kids were, is that we're all freaking out about something. And so I would talk to moms all over the country and realize we're all freaking out about something. And most of the time we're doing better than we think we are. So I think that's really where I I decided this is what I wanted to write about. If I was going to write about parenting, I wanted to write about how like we've learned to calm the heck down, and some of the tips and tactics that we've learned that have helped us. And no matter what you're dealing with at home, no matter what your kids are going through, I think a lot of the things that we've learned have helped us and can help a lot of people. So one thing that has been helpful this year, and in general, is the idea of embracing our second best options. This idea, like, maybe it won't be great, but maybe it'll be good enough. Maybe good enough is fine. So yeah, I think I've learned a lot from talking to other moms around the country. And yeah, I'm excited for everyone to have the book.
I think we'll take good enough, especially with everything going on this year. I know alone time is something that you hit on in the book too. So, what does alone time look for you? How do you take that personal time to kind of recharge and just fill your cup with everything going on?
Yeah, sometimes mommy just needs a timeout, and that has been very true. I try to do like a 30-minute hot bath every night. For me, that's it just depends on how old your kids are. For me, my kids are teenagers. They're up all hours of the day. So I just have to take the time when I can get it. When they were younger, I'd put them to bed and then be able to grab that time. But for me, just getting like a 30-minute recharge, read a book in the bathtub has been really helpful. And then I also, just to stay sane this year, right around March when everything was closing down, I realized I needed a daily tool to help myself, and came up with the acronym GRACE, which stands for gratitude, read, engage, adapt, and create. And every single day since this whole thing has started, I have just kind of gone through that for myself to make sure I'm hitting all of those points. So gratitude, even when things are hard, what am I grateful for? Because there's still plenty to be grateful for. Read, instead of doom scrolling on my phone, which I think we all are doing that too. But instead of just hitting all of the like horrible headlines and being really scared, also I want to be reading a book, a really good novel, just to transport myself away for a few minutes every day. Adapt. I want to make sure I'm celebrating every day how I've adapted. What have I done today that I've adapted? Whether it's the scavenger hunt to find toilet paper, or wearing masks, or helping our kids with their digital learning, whatever it is, we've all adapted this year. And then create. I'm a writer, so for me, creating is usually just getting my writing time in every day. But the wall behind me is another example. At one point, I just decided to wallpaper my wall with pages from my favorite novel, Dracula. So whether you're crafting or you're cooking a new recipe or writing, whatever it is, create. And then engage, is figuring out how to engage with people even as we're separated right now. So whether it's Zoom or a distance hangout with some neighbors, or just serving in the local community, people who are in need, I want to make sure I'm engaging. So that tool has actually really helped me a lot, and I always get excited to be able to share it with other people because it's been so helpful for me this year. Just maintaining a sense of equilibrium for myself as I'm trying to parent my kids.
And now people can pick up your book, and who knows, maybe they'll wallpaper their living room or their office with your book. That'd be pretty cool, right?
I mean, I don't think I'll be doing a DIY book anytime soon, but you're more than welcome to try this.
Well, Melanie, really nice to meet you. Thanks so much for writing the book, and best of luck with everything going forward. Stay safe, all right?
Thanks for having me.